Monsoon. Welcome to the Monsoon.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Atomic Monsoon.
Kaboom.
Sure, that works.
Hey, we've got all three of us back in the studio.
Yay!
We haven't had that in a while.
No.
Yeah, life happens, you know?
Every once in a while, schedules, the stars align and all that.
Yeah, this week's actually kind of great because we got all three of us here, and we got a listener who said he wanted to hear us talk about a specific thing.
All right.
What do they want us to talk about, Andy, for those of us that don't know?
So, Stephanie, I'm sorry up front. We had a listener who said that he wanted us to talk about the Marvel Swimsuit specials, which was an old, Sports Illustrated every year, their best-selling issue is the swimsuit issue.
Everyone knows that.
Right. And so in 1991, Marvel Comics decided, hey, why don't we do that too? And commissioned these magazines and hired a bunch of artists to draw superheroes in their swimsuits. And there are heroes and heroines in here. Okay. There are some villains and villainesses in here.
Okay.
And I happened to own one specific swimsuit special. So there were like 5 or 6 of them. They only did them for a few years.
Yeah, they did several years in a row.
Yeah, I think it was 91 to 95. It may have been 96 was the last year.
I think one of the years, didn't they do it like for actual different franchises? Because I remember having like one that was just X-Men.
They may...
Because it was a game with my subscription I had on Kenny X-Men. I was like, what is... Swimsuits, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why Cyclops is playing volleyball, but okay, I'll take it.
I do remember I did some quick reading on these between the request and today, and it did look like there were some that were... there was definitely an X-Men one, and it was all... reprints of pages from other swimsuit specials. Oh, okay, so they got they got, hey, if we can use the artwork twice, right?
Yeah,
why not?
Well.
Yeah. So I have with me here one of these issues. This one is it's volume 1, number 2. So I don't see a year printed on here.
90s, obviously.
Yeah, very 90s. Let's see. This cost $4.50 back in the early 90s, whichever specific year.
An oversized swimsuit special costs less than an actual comic book now.
Well, only if there's a number 1 on there. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. So you know what I'm going to do is I'll take some photos of this and I'll post them on our Instagram. So
all right, sounds good.
If you want to hear what we're if you want to see what we're talking about, you can check our Instagram at Instagram.com/atomic_monsoon. There's let's see, let's look at some of the names here. We got Joe Jusko did the cover, Derek Robertson did a page, Joe Madureira did a page, Chris Wozniak did a page, Kevin McGuire, Steve Butler. All of these people are those are all people that have become kind of big names in comics.
Yeah.
Amanda Connor did one. There's let's see, the Rick Leonardi did one with Spider-Man 2099. So it's that time period.
Yeah, that time period. So it's
Adam Hughes did a couple of them.
Lots of pouches on these swimsuits.
Well, I like that the inside cover. So the cover is the Joe Jusko Rogue in her bikini. Let's see, Big Fun on Monster Island. It's called. She's posing sexily in front of a dinosaur.
The swimsuit special style.
Yes, because all those giant dinosaurs that we have in swimsuit specials.
Of course, giant. Yeah.
The inside cover has an ad for the Nomad comic going on at the time. That only lasted like 2 years. So. Let's see. Oh, there's Derek Robertson signed 1993 on his.
Whoa! So this is older than I am.
Not potentially. This is older than you are.
Okay.
Yeah. This came out basically when I started reading comics. So this is what comics are to me. That's not true at all.
Okay. Incorrect.
So Pip the Troll is the first one, and he's a short, hairy man.
It honestly just looked like he was wearing his actual superhero outfit. I don't know what he normally looks like, but that just looked normal.
That's actually pretty close.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a big 2-page spread here with just a bunch of random heroes. Here we go, Cloak and Dagger right up front.
Which that kind of just looks like Dagger's outfit anyway.
Yeah. She's wearing less pants on here, but otherwise she's still got the dagger cut out in her
Now this brings up an interesting question: is Cloak and Dagger originally just two girls?
No.
Okay.
That's Cloak. He's a dude.
Oh, where I'm sitting, it's just perfectly. He's just perfectly hidden that I'm like, I don't see him. And because I see the other girl on the other page.
Right. So
and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, Elektra's on the opposite page, and Daredevil hiding in the background on a hammock.
Got it.
Who's equivalently wearing about the same amount of clothes as her normal outfit. Like she's missing the leggings too.
Yeah.
More or less the same amount of clothes.
Well, I don't know what that says about the heroines in the Marvel Universe. Let's see, Scarlet Witch and Clea, who is Doctor Strange's girlfriend at the time.
I remember that.
Yeah, and it looks like her top here is made of coins that are floating in front of her chest.
What is this, anime?
I mean, it's comics, so, you know.
Close enough.
Oh,
in the 90s?
Look at this. Someone left a newspaper clipping in here. The thigh's the limit. Horror movie buffs will need no introduction to leggy Melissa Moore. The 5'11" blonde has started. Wow. So
why is that in there?
So here's the thing. I got this when I worked at one of the comic stores in town.
Okay.
I don't want to embarrass them, so I will not mention which one. We would get people's collections, and sometimes there were things that we knew we couldn't sell.
Yeah.
And sometimes the manager, who is no longer an employee of said comic store, and nor am I, sometimes the manager would be like, hey, this is either going to you or going in the garbage. And I don't like throwing away comic books.
Yeah, no.
Even if they're kind of smutty.
Kinda?
So I have some weird things in my collection that I wouldn't otherwise. This is probably the most gratuitous. But yeah.
To be fair, no matter how you feel about it, though, like it is a moment in time, and this is art that some people that aren't alive anymore or don't do art anymore.
That's absolutely true. Right. The Scarlet Witch and Clea one is done by Kevin McGuire, who, you know, has done a whole bunch of stuff and has been doing some X-Men books with Brian Bendis the last few years, and I think he's doing Superman off and on now. So like, there's a lot of really cool stuff in here. But this came from someone's collection, and whoever owned it before clipped out
a horror movie starlet.
Melissa Moore, who was a nice, attractive young lady, at least in 1993. Yeah, good times. Let's see, Silver Sable with the sandcastle made out of the Sandman, because they were hanging out at the time.
And again, costume basically just missing the leggings.
Yeah, man, this is really just pointing out how naked everyone. Oh, hey, there's Damon Hellstrom.
And again, costumes just basically missing the leggings.
That's true. I forgot that he walked around shirtless, so you could see the big
red pants. That's all he had. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be able to see the pentagram in the center of his chest.
Yes, pentagram. That's the word I was looking for. So the second Spider-Woman here, Jessica Drew's the first one. What's the second Spider-Woman's name?
I don't remember.
Julia Carpenter. The redheaded one from West Coast Avengers in the black and white Venom-looking outfit, except there's a lot less outfit here.
Yeah.
She's got the mask and kind of a sling bikini thing going on. Jean Grey.
Time and a place, man, is interesting scene.
Yeah, that is Thunderstrike.
Okay.
And Lady Sif.
Oh, okay.
Thunderstrike was there was a temporary Thor replacement. In the comics, and after the real Thor came back, Eric Masterson, the second guy, got. Odin was like, well, you did a good job, so I'm going to give you a magical mace that looks a lot like Mjolnir, and you will be the hero Thunderstrike. And he had a series where basically everyone that owned comics in the early 90s had the number one. In fact, I have it hanging in my cubicle with the foil lightning bolt behind it.
Oh, that's that one. Okay.
Yes. And then number two had the Juggernaut on the cover. From the X-Men, and then no one has ever seen any of the rest of the issues of that series because nobody actually bought those first two issues. They just kind of got them handed to them because there were too many of them.
In those grab bags and stuff.
Yeah. Or they very quickly hit the quarter bins.
Yeah.
Not the dollar bins, the quarter bins. Yeah.
To be fair, back at that time, it was the 10-cent bins.
Well, depending on the
That's
store.
where I got a lot of my Exo Man Awards and stuff like that from at the time. So.
I got some old Mirage Ninja Turtles in the quarter bins back in those days.
Yeah.
So.
Just going to change over now, but is one of those characters completely topless?
Are we looking at Namorita here?
Yep.
It's entirely, given these young boys' reactions.
Given the jaw-dropped guys staring at her, I'm going to assume that she's not wearing a top.
So that is Namorita. She is the Submariner's cousin, so she lives underwater, and I'm sure that underwater they have slightly less stringent nudity policies.
I mean, I would assume so.
I don't know for sure. But But yeah, also very much her outfit, except she doesn't normally wear leggings. She's just missing the top part now.
Whoops.
Yeah. Hey, here's Nova. He was a big deal in the early 90s. Night Thrasher's back there still being pissed off. Yeah. This is...
It's a time capsule.
Yeah.
It really is.
Oh, look at Cable being all half cyborg.
Oh, wow. His leg and everything.
That's a lot less than Cable normally wears.
Yes, it is.
Although he still has pouches. How is he?
I called it.
Cable.
You sure did.
It's freaking Cable.
Pouches on these swimsuits, and there you go.
Yeah, Cable and Domino.
Both with pouches on their swimsuits.
It's very true. And Domino's looking a lot less pale there than she normally does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Morbius over here in his bat-shaped Speedo.
Because that makes perfect sense.
And some swamp witch? Is there... I don't know who that is. Some swamp ladies.
I don't know enough about Morbius.
I don't
to
either.
Be honest.
Yeah. Mary Jane and Aunt May. Aunt May is wearing about what she normally wears except the leggings.
I really hope... oh, God, no.
Oh.
Okay, Aunt May is at least wearing, like, a
She's wearing a onesie.
She's wearing a one-piece
an old school
swimsuit.
onesie. Fun fact about this Mary Jane image. I don't know how, but apparently one of the girls I went to high school with must have seen this image because she redrew this and handed it to me randomly one day in class, knowing that I was a comic fan or whatever. She was like, hey, I drew this picture of Mary Jane. I was like, why would you draw Mary Jane in a bikini? That's weird, but this was really cool, so thanks.
Well, in the 90s, though, remember, it was when Mary Jane was a movie star and a model.
True.
And everything. So
it's
she was more or less in a bikini like every other issue. Right.
But nobody knew who Spider-Man was back then. Like, it wasn't like now where there's superhero movies everywhere, right? It was like...
Well, I don't know. I kind of feel like... If you knew anything about comics, you kind of knew who Mary Jane Spider-Man was. Kind of like, who Lois and Clark were. Like, those were kind of the two. If you knew a little bit, you kind of basically knew those
You're not wrong. It was just very strange to this girl that had never exhibited any interest in comics whatsoever, which is like, hey, I drew this picture of Mary Jane. Have it. I was like, oh, okay. And then years later, I saw this, and I was like, oh, she drew. All right, that's weird.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So... here's Tiger from the West Coast Avengers, as drawn by Amanda Connor. That's weird.
With kitties.
With are there kitties? There are kitties.
There's blue cats.
There are some blue cats and an empty carton of milk.
And it's not Happy from Fairy Tale. It's just blue cats.
Sure.
The cat in Fairy Tale named Happy, he is a blue cat.
Okay.
But he does not look like those.
No.
And old school Gamora.
Old school Gamora.
Basically just not wearing her leggings.
She... That's not entirely wrong. Yeah. There's Thanos hanging out in some shorts with skulls down the side.
And there's it with Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock and Moondragon, that's just her outfit without the cape.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because she just wore that green sling bikini anyways.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is why I apologized, Stephanie. Early 90s comics were really sexist.
So let me say something here real quick. So I will give credit to people who are really good artists and who can draw people, especially in an outfit that they never wear.
Yeah.
Because that takes a lot of skill, especially if you don't know what they look like underneath all their clothing.
Right.
So I give a lot of credit there because I watched and seen a bunch of anime and everything, and I follow a couple online on Facebook, and there's fan art that'll come popping up and everything, and I'm like, hold on, these girls have never been in this outfit, or you've never seen them look like this, and yet they'll make them look like that. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it starts getting into the swimsuits where it's very obviously it doesn't fit. And then there's the ones where it's very obvious they're wearing nothing at all, and I'm like, I don't want to see this. I just want to see other good fan art.
Yeah.
We're starting into Rule 34 here, folks.
Yeah.
But no, with this, it's like, it's fine. It's just, the thing is, though, is like, you keep making the comment of like, oh, they're just missing the leggings, or they're just missing the cape, or they're just missing that. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad they put more clothing on the women.
Yeah. That's,
at the time, the costumes basically for every superhero and heroess, whatever you want to say, it was basically small strips of cloth and big pouches. That was basically what everybody was wearing.
Yeah.
I'm glad they kind of fixed that.
Yeah.
And then they all have a gigantic gun.
Yeah.
Those Liefeld guns, man.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. So at some point, someone realized, hey, you actually can't. It would be really weird if you went out and fought super crime in just a bathing suit.
Well, there's that, and there's also if people are shooting at you or attacking you.
Right.
What protection is that?
What's
Well,
funny is that looking at this, it reminds me at the time like DC was going the opposite direction, and like they had like Zatanna in like some kind of weird like Oriental style dress, and they
Right.
like Wonder Woman had like a leather jacket on and was like fully clothed.
Right,
Like, DC
right.
went hard the other way.
Yeah, yeah.
Marvel went up.
DC was very
was all covered up for a while too, right?
Yeah.
DC was very conservative. Marvel's like, nah,
Yeah.
we know our audience.
Yeah, they started
Well,
putting everybody in different outfits over on the DC side.
This
and then
this is from 1993. We figured out, or at least all the artwork is. That's right after all the Image guys left Marvel too, and they
Yeah.
were making a bunch of money solely
okay.
based on their artwork.
Yeah.
So Marvel was like, cool. What are the Image guys doing? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
that's why
that's
the
true.
West Coast Avengers stopped being the West Coast Avengers and became Force Works. Which is like the worst name for a superhero team I can imagine.
It sounds like a place that makes video games.
Force Works. Yeah, it's also a really unfortunate title. You don't ever want your date to see that you have a comic called Force Works. So
oh, it took me a second.
yeah,
Took me a second. I
yeah,
was like, huh?
yeah. It is really good when you need to open a door or a jar of peanut butter. However, It's
Or call the
Works.
Jedi and say, hey, yo, help
Yeah,
me.
yeah. It'd be a great name for a team of Jedi. But yeah,
Yeah, the
that's-
team of younglings who don't quite understand what actually happens in the galaxy.
yeah.
See, it sounds like a Jedi construction crew to me.
The Force Works.
Okay, I don't know why, but
We
the
will build your temple.
Yeah, man.
the next image looks like oh god, I can't remember her name. She was the main character in Black Lagoon, the anime.
Well, it's the Black Widow, so you're not entirely wrong.
That also makes sense.
Also, mostly her costume, just without the leggings.
Yeah.
But it is a nice one-piece swimsuit.
yeah, no, that's actually yeah.
Yeah. And
That's a
it's
pretty badass photo.
drawn by Adam Hughes, who has become much better since then. But this is still really, probably maybe the best technical piece of art in here.
So far, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, there's She-Hulk being She-Hulk.
with a very, very, very little covering bikini.
Yeah. Well, she's She-Hulk. She likes a fun time. That's pretty well established.
Okay.
Yeah. Head back, chest out here. Let's see. What else
oh, now there's another thing in there.
Oh, good. More inserts. Let's see. Something about how to start a garden in your backyard.
That neat.
And the other side is let the origins of the hemp movement in America. Wow. Let freedom ring the origins of the hemp movement in America.
This took a turn.
Yeah.
Get your official Freedom Fighter T-shirt for only $15. And it's a T-shirt with a Liberty Bell and a hemp leaf on it.
I like the next image
Yeah,
in
okay.
the thing.
So
Sorry.
we got Psylocke looking like Psylocke.
Yeah.
And then
Ghost
Oh.
Rider.
Yes.
Freaking Ghost Rider, just flaming skeleton.
Ghost Rider is naked.
that's an awesome
He's-
picture.
but he's a flaming skeleton.
He's just a flaming skeleton, but he is completely unclothed.
That is by far my favorite.
Let it be
so far
known,
of this
yes,
entire
let it be
issue.
known that the one actually naked person in here is male and is dead
and is on fire.
and is on fire. Yeah. Let's see. We get the twins from Alpha Flight, North Star, and Aurora. After that, also in nice maple leaf clad swimsuits.
And just normal looking.
I'm going to
swimsuits,
say real quick though the Ghost Rider one. It
Yeah.
kind of looks like the fan art, like people drawn things that I see around Halloween time, like me getting ready for Halloween, but it's also still hot outside, sort of thing.
I like that his sunglasses and his
Lotion are melted.
sun lotion have melted. Yeah.
And
That's pretty.
the ocean is
And the
boiling.
ocean's boiling because of the fire. Oh, that's fantastic.
That should be one of the ones that go on Instagram.
Oh yeah, this one.
I remember this one.
I know you remember this
Yeah.
one. This picture of Megan and Nightcrawler and Shadowcat from Excalibur. This one Marvel used on their subscription pages in their comics throughout all of the
Yeah.
early 90s. So as you'd be flipping through and you'd be like, what issue is this from where all of these characters are in their swimsuits? Turns out it's from this swimsuit special.
Who's the dragon?
That's Lockheed. He is an alien that resembles a dragon that adopted Kitty Pryde when the X-Men had adventures in space.
All right, because
Yeah.
he kind of looks like Figbit from. There's a ride at Epcot in Disney World.
Okay.
That's called. That pretty much has this purple dragon named Figbit that goes around
Okay.
with you through the ride.
Oh, okay.
So he kind of looks like that. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Lockheed's from the early 80s, so I don't know when Figbit came around, but...
He's been there since Open of Epcot. And that
Okay.
was in the 80s. So
okay. Yeah, so right around the same time. Could have just been a thing where purple dragons were all the new hotness.
look at Barney.
Well, that was more the 90s. But
Still in the same ballpark. The purple dragons were popular.
yeah. Oh man, there's the Rachel Summers.
I mean, technically it's a dinosaur, but
Rachel Summers version of Phoenix here, and she's got her rad mullet going on. That is actually significantly less clothing than she normally wears, but
yeah.
Oh no, it's mesh. It's just a white mesh.
It's
over.
just a see-through version of her
Yeah.
Phoenix costume
Yeah,
for some reason.
but she's rocking that mullet super hardcore, so that's pretty great. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, Hulk and Betty Ross.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
Neat.
I guess
Sure.
it's exploitative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is back when the Hulk was, it was Banner and the Hulk. He
Yes.
was Smart Hulk
Yes.
at the time.
Yeah.
Smart Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are we doing on time?
Oh, we're doing okay.
Okay. All
We'll
right.
probably wrap this up, though, because I'm sure people aren't listening to having that much.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
mean-
that's why I'm going to
Yeah.
put them on the Instagram.
We'll put some of these up on Instagram so
yeah.
everybody see.
I can't put all of them because, even
Some of
though
them
these
are a
copyright
little
stuff,
much.
yeah.
well, that and Marvel, even though they're out of print, Marvel's not going to be like, you gave away our entire issue, even though there's
Yeah.
already people doing that online.
Well,
Yeah, actually, when I typed in Marvel Swimsuit Special to see if I could find any of this, I found all of them.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
found,
I'm sure.
So they're out
and
there.
even just like posting it, like just make sure it's wide enough out that you can see like the desk or something. Like, oh, you're sharing it directly from a magazine or something.
Yeah. I don't know who this character Persuasion is. I know it's Persuasion because there's a little text box
Don't know.
there, but I don't know who she is. She's got purple skin.
Oh my gosh! I get the feeling this picture of Colossus right here.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that's on Deadpool's like wall when he
I can totally
checks
see Ryan
off.
Reynolds
When
rocking that on the inside of his locker.
Yeah.
when Deadpool does his thing on his own with his
Yeah.
lotion and his tissues, I think that's the picture of Colossus that's on the
Oh
wall.
boy,
It's,
that's the raunchiest I've ever heard you talk.
yeah, we went from 0 to 60 quick.
If you looked at the magazine, I'm pretty sure there was a bunch of nerds that have done the exact same thing with this.
I'm not saying there isn't.
Oh, and the Fantastic Four terrible costume.
This Sue Storm bikini is great because it's actually just her being invisible, and you can see the
Oh, it
monsters
is.
behind
Oh,
her.
that's weird. Okay.
4 was higher up on
Right,
her costume.
on her
at the
regular
time,
costume.
wasn't it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it is from that time period.
That's right,
But
that's right.
yeah, no, Sue
She
Storm
had the
is
Power
not
Girl window, but it was at number 4.
right.
That's right.
Yes. So okay, there are 3 naked characters because this one is Medusa from the Inhumans with her hair covering all of her bits. So 3 naked characters. 2 of them are women. One of them has enough hair that it's not a big deal, and the other one just made herself invisible in all the right places. So that's
She
actually
did.
kind of a clever.
That
art
is,
piece.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
What do we got? Storm, who gets naked half the time anyways, so that's fine. Doc Samson from the Hulk, playing
there we
with
go.
some Triceratops-looking monsters.
And to be fair, that's basically what he wore all the time in the comics. Anyway.
Yeah, he usually walked around with
Yeah.
very not much of a shirt. And,
Yeah,
and
he was
red.
usually wearing if a shirt at all.
Yeah.
He was wearing usually
Oh,
like a
he
tank
was wearing.
top.
He was doing the open red vest at the time too.
Oh, was he doing that at the
yeah,
time?
Yeah.
I just remember a lot of the Smart Hulk comics. You'd be seeing him running around, and for some reason,
Right,
he's always
right.
shirtless.
This Punisher
Oh,
one is
God.
great.
Oh Lord!
It's Punisher in a G-string with a big skull codpiece, and that's it, and a beach ball because.
sure.
yeah, I think you're gonna have to share that one.
Yeah, and then
That's,
Spidey 2099 and his hologram girlfriend.
I like Spider-Man in that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, just a couple left here. Typhoid Mary doing the Typhoid Mary thing.
Again, basically wearing her same costume,
Yeah,
but
without the
minus the
pants.
leggings.
Yeah. Quasar, who no one remembers him, but he's rocking a rad early 90s mullet.
Sure.
And his swimsuit has the same star pattern that his costume had. So,
Were those the Quantum Band? Were those
yes. Yeah,
okay.
the Captain Marvel's
Yeah.
Quantum Bands, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, Black Cat wearing basically her normal outfit without the leggings or sleeves, I guess. And Bishop from the X-Men wearing literally his outfit without the leggings.
Yeah.
Like it's like a one piece without
Yeah.
legs.
yeah. He's got the tank top version of his shirt
He's
and
basically got his jumper on and
yeah,
didn't put the
and
pants
just
on.
no pants. Yeah. And the last one is Val Cooper from X Factor. I believe this one was also drawn by Adam Hughes. Just hanging out with a trench coat and a bikini with an X on it.
And then there's a picture of Doctor Doom doing something.
Oh yeah, so they would do parody ads, and so
Okay.
this is an ad for the Clanger, and it says "Clang on, clang off." So presumably it's
The clapper.
The clapper, but you got your Dr.
But
Doom
you got metal
armor.
hands.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
that was the magazine that none of you all saw. So
head to our Instagram.
Definitely a time capsule. Definitely a time capsule.
Yeah. I'm gonna start taking some of these photos now while we're talking. So
all right. Well, I'm going to change the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please
what do
do.
you got going here?
So last Sunday was the Super Bowl.
what is sports?
And yes.
It's the thing that happens in between the commercial breaks when you're waiting for more.
I see.
Commercials.
It's also
Okay.
it's also the thing that happens during the marching band's intermissions.
I see. Okay.
Anyway, though, but no. So the Super Bowl was last weekend. I wasn't paying much attention to the game, more to the commercials and the halftime show, which is usually typical for me, especially in the more recent years. But I wanted to bring up a couple things from the Super Bowl that I thought was interesting.
Okay.
First thing is, so earlier during the 2018-2019 NFL season, fans of SpongeBob SquarePants put out a petition saying, hey, have Sweet Victory from the episode Band Geeks play during the halftime show. It got enough signatures, and it was confirmed that it was supposed to play the halftime show.
Okay.
I'm taking a wild shot in the dark here because what actually ended up
Wasn't this
happening...
the change.org position or petition?
Well, pretty much. So the reason behind the petition was one of the original creators for SpongeBob, because now SpongeBob is 20 years old, this year.
Oh wow.
He passed away, I think, last year or something. Or I don't know. One of the original creators is no longer with us, and in honor of him, they wanted that to happen, and I think also in honor of the fact that it's a 20-year-old show now.
Okay.
It's been told to be canceled 8 times, and it's still on the air.
Yeah, there's literally people that could potentially be playing in the NFL that were watching it when they were babies.
In fact, there is.
That's weird.
In fact, there is.
That's weird.
One of them is the quarterback for the Chiefs, and the other is the quarterback for the Rams. Okay, honestly, I have no idea if Patrick Mahomes or Jared Goff even watched SpongeBob, but they're in my age group, so they probably did.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I know it's a scary thought for me too. But pretty much what happened is that they got confirmed. People were seeing photos from outside, seeing that it was when Maroon 5 was rehearsing. They were up there on the screen. I'm taking a wild guess that CBS was like, hey, we have a time limit, so you can only do so much. And it was probably like, okay, cool, we'll just use Squidward introducing this rapper and include SpongeBob and the horn intro to Sweet Victory. And that's it.
Well, it also might have been all they had licensing to do, and also
because it's CBS and Nickelodeon have to get together for that.
Right.
The internet needs to realize is just because there's a petition
Doesn't mean that it's-
mean anything.
I'm
Right.
still impressed. Hey, look,
It means absolutely nothing.
I'm still impressed that they got it that far to the point where that even happened.
Yeah.
So I give a round of applause to that. As much as I would love to see Sweet Victory performed at a Super Bowl halftime show, I'm more okay with the fact that they got that just to even work in the first place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Plus Maroon 5 set was also really good too. I was enjoying that a lot because I'm a big fan of Maroon 5 and Adam Levine. So, but the other thing with the Super Bowl is all of the commercials.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody likes the commercials. And there were a few that I specifically pointed out because I personally enjoyed them, and I'm going to kind of go down the list and kind of describe what happens in them.
Okay.
If you have
All
not
right,
seen them.
all right.
I mean, have you guys all seen them?
I watched
no,
the ones.
I actually didn't get to watch the game this year. I was traveling, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was indisposed during the game, but you did give me a list of ads to watch, and so I did check those ones out. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start from the bottom of the list and make my way up. So one of the ads that played at the beginning of the game was this M&M ad.
Okay.
In honor of the new M&M candy bars that are coming out. So it's like a chocolate bar with M&Ms in it.
Okay.
And pretty much what it is it sounds like there's a couple of kids or something arguing in the back seat while a mom is driving the car. And finally she keeps trying to tell them hey guys, stop. Can you guys stop? Can you guys stop? To the point where she slams on the brakes, turns around, and she says, and she pretty much just threatens if you don't stop right now, I will eat you. And everyone's like, what the hell? And then the camera pans and it shows that it's the M&Ms stuck inside a candy bar.
Nice.
And it's like, can we just do the separation instead? And I'm like, that was a funny one.
Yeah.
M&M's usually have fairly decent commercials.
Oh, yeah.
at
No,
the Super Bowls.
Yeah, theirs are usually pretty good. Another was the Amazon Alexa. I call it the Amazon Alexa fails, but I think it's more of just the fact that because Alexa has grown so much in what she can do, they showed, okay, here's other inventions that didn't work. So one of them is a toothbrush. and they say, "Hey Alexa, play my podcast" or whatever, and Forrest Whitaker is brushing his teeth.
I did see this one. It puts his mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't hear it, and it's like, did you not ever have like a Tooth Tunes here, kids? Can we? Okay. That was a thing from like my generation where like it played music when you would brush your teeth. It would help.
I was trying to figure out what a Tooth Tune was. I was like, I don't remember that cartoon.
It would play like
if
like 2 minutes of a song. It was just long enough for you to brush your teeth, and because it's aimed
so to get a kid to brush their teeth for
2 minutes. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I had
That's
one.
actually a clever idea.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I like that.
I had one for a while. It was the Hannah Montana theme song.
That's less of a good idea.
Yeah. Well, because they were pairing with Disney at the time when they did it. So.
Just teasing,
Yeah.
teasing.
But no, so there was the toothbrush. There was the dog collar, which was around Harrison Ford's dog, and every time he barked, he's like, ordering dog food, ordering gravy, and he's like, I am not paying for any of that, which is also pretty funny. And then there was another there was the hot tub where they said, hey Alexa, play some tunes while they're in this hot tub, and they ended up being launched out of there because the water pressure's going.
Oh no, it's like a speaker. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nice,
it's like
nice.
it looks like the Bellagio fountain almost.
Yeah.
And then
that was
there's
pretty good.
and then there's another one they have it like set on like a satellite. And it's causing like the power grid to turn on and off in America.
It's about right.
So that one was pretty good. Another was a Stella Artois commercial where
This is the
my
one.
biggest internet disappointment in years. I know what you're talking about. They teased the dude coming back, and they kept saying February 3rd, and showing pictures of the dude.
and then it turns out it's a Stella Artois commercial.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get my hopes up, thinking we're gonna get a sequel, just like a little teaser or something.
Who knows? Maybe it is. I don't know. But no. So what it was, for those of you that didn't see it, if you did or not, Sarah Jessica Parker, which I don't know the character she's playing in this.
It's her character from
I
Sex
do,
and the City.
unfortunately.
Sex and the City?
Carrie
Okay.
Bradshaw.
Well, I didn't watch that show, so
Me neither.
I was forced to.
okay. Anyway, so she comes walking in, and apparently, according to the things that I've read and listened to, her character is known for ordering like a certain cocktail.
Sure.
And she orders a Stella Artois. And then in comes the dude, and he normally orders a White Russian, and he orders the Stella Artois, as he says it.
Yes.
There's a version of the commercial that I think I was the only one who saw because I mentioned it to people, and they're like, we didn't see him in there. But the most interesting man in the world.
Yeah, he was at the bar.
Yeah, he was at the bar drinking it as well. He wasn't drinking a Dos Equis. He was drinking a Stella Artois.
I heard about that, and then when I watched the ad, I totally didn't even see him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
because I
if
ended
he's
up
just-
watching it just on Monday or something online because I
Yeah.
wanted to see because it was the dude. I was like, I gotta watch it. Yeah, and he was sitting there.
Yeah.
He holds a beer up just like he does in the Dos Equis commercial, but it's an Artois.
Yeah, no, it's an actual Stella Artois, and I'm like, what? Why is the most interesting man here? And it's kind of supposed to be like they're breaking the boundaries of like their normal drinks to have
Yes.
something else. and
Yeah,
it's-
no, it was a clever little.
it was
ad.
very clever.
Still disappointed me,
Fair enough.
but
Another one was like this. T-Mobile had like 5 or 6 of these that were going, and they were maybe no longer than like 15, 20 seconds. But pretty much what it was, it showed a cell phone having a text conversation. And during the text conversation, different, like a song would play that matched it. So, like there were a bunch of different ones, and if you've seen those commercials, they're really funny. Like I don't remember any off the top
just
of
a
my
little
head.
like text conversation.
Yeah, no, it's kind of very typical. Like someone like says one that says, "Hey, what's up?" and then they see the 3 dots, and it's like dun 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 dun, like type thing. And it shows like this novel from like this person talking. It's like it goes so fast that I can't even read it.
Yeah.
But it's like it's one of those like it's the deep thought meme where it's like someone says, "Hey, what's up?" and then like they have like the screenshot of what they were going to say. They take it back and then say nothing. Not much.
I liked the one that was the guy was like, "Hey, I'm here," and the response was, "Oh, thank God! It's really nice to know in these times that I have someone who's there for me." He's like, "No, I'm your Uber driver. I'm here. I'm outside."
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
be right out.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, the one I had to look up because somebody told me about it was the Game of Thrones Budweiser commercial.
Oh, I'm getting to that
Yeah.
one. I'm getting to that one.
that was fantastic.
For those of you that don't know, so Bud Light had a bunch of commercials during the game. A couple of them where it was like, hey, there's no corn syrup in Bud Light. So they were pushing this barrel of corn syrup to these other castles and kingdoms because apparently Bud Light is set in a very medieval time.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good to know that they don't have corn syrup.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I don't
yeah.
drink, but if I did, I would be like, oh,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
corn syrup? That's actually a good reason
Yeah,
to drink.
Pretty sure most beers don't.
Okay. I don't know. I just know.
Yeah, I think it's
I
just.
think it was just a
Here's the thing.
commercial.
Yeah.
I found out that there was corn syrup in the loaf of bread that I was buying, so I had to change bread.
Corn syrup solids.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah,
that's
so-
we've gone too far.
But
fairly
anyway, though,
common.
so there was a Bud Light ad where the Bud Knight, who is it's a guy in a blue armor that says Bud Light on his chest, and the king and the queen and the jester and whoever else are all there, drinking their Bud Lights, and it's like, oh, it's a beautiful day for a joust, da 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 da. And then the Bud Knight goes and he, hits whoever his opponent is, gets thrown from his horse. And then a moment later, a shadow appears over him, and it's Craigor Clegane. Wow, I completely messed up his name. Like my
Sarah Craigor Clegane.
Yes, the mountain, pretty much from Game of Thrones, towered over him. And I, being the only person at my Super Bowl party knowing who he was like, oh, it's the mountain, because my husband was in the bathroom when this commercial happened, so he missed it.
And it was even the undead version of the mountain, too,
It was.
which was even better.
It was the new it's the version that we've seen of
Yeah.
him recently, and he just goes and he reenacts the scene where he crushes the guy's head.
Crushes Martell's head. Yeah, it was.
Because you don't see the head being crushed, you just hear it sound like it's like a can being crushed, and then you see a guy like mimicking the sister, like scream, and
Yeah, it was a good tongue-in-cheek little ad. I like that.
and then the dragon came,
Yeah.
and it was good. Yeah, the last one is for the NFL 100 game. I don't have enough information on what exactly the NFL 100 game is, but pretty much what this commercial was is that all these really big NFL football players from like the beginning of NFL time to now are all sitting around at this like banquet or something, and one of the guys reaches over to grab like a thing of frosting off the cake and knocks the football over, and then it becomes this big like they're throwing the football left and right. Like Patrick Mahomes does his like weird frisbee football like missile throw that he does. Tom Brady's taking off all 5 of his Super Bowl rings. Like there's Joe Montana, there's all these other guys, and at the very end there is a girl that catches the football. I actually looked up who she is.
And?
She's about 17 years old,
Okay.
and she is currently one of the like biggest names in like high school football right now.
Huh.
Like it's you just look up the article on I think I shared it on my Facebook page, but I can definitely share it on the Talk Monsoons. But look it up. She's a really big name, and the fact that she's in this commercial with all these big name football players was enough to go, huh.
Yeah, I was actually a
Okay.
little disappointed because a year or two ago there was a girl that came from Queen Creek here locally in Arizona that is actually playing college football. She's a kicker. Mm-hmm.
Actually,
when I had heard about that commercial and I heard that they're going to have a
female
football player, and I was like, oh, it's going to be that girl from Queen Creek. Awesome.
it was gonna be
wasn't.
Bailey.
Still good for
yeah.
the girl that was in it, but still.
Oddly enough, that kicker you're talking about, she comes from the high school I graduated from.
Oh, okay. There you
Yeah,
go.
no,
Neat.
she's like 2 grades or so older than my brother. So my brother was a freshman when she was
Okay.
like, I don't know, like a junior or a senior or whatever, like when she was graduating when all of this was happening.
Yeah.
Her name is, her first name is Bailey. I can't remember her last name, but she is from Basha High School in Chandler. So,
Oh, is it Chandler? Okay.
Go
Okay.
Bears, woohoo. So, I'm proud of her too. I'm like, you go girl,
Yeah.
because she got a football
Yeah.
and a basketball scholarship to Kent State.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn,
Was
all
it
right.
Kent State or Adams State?
I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
it's a Division II school, so
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, good on her. Good
Yeah.
on both those girls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're-
good. Yeah. No, good on all girls who play football now and are making it to like the college level.
Yeah.
Just a little bit further. If we can get male cheerleaders and a female ref in the NFL, I think we can deserve a female football player here in the future.
Yes.
Another thing that also went down during the Super Bowl was the Endgame trailer. Avengers Endgame.
Oh.
Wow. I love
Yeah.
how like I say that and like no response from the comic book nerds. I'm like,
I was like, I don't know. I've heard of Endgame.
yeah,
I'm sorry,
what is it?
Avengers.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, no, the
Words.
Avengers Endgame trailer dropped. And again, we have no information except everything looks like a dystopia.
Well, and
Yeah.
after the last Avengers movie trailer, it's to me not even worth watching because half the stuff you saw in there probably isn't what's actually in the movie.
It's true.
Well, that and I already know I'm going to go see the movie, so
Yeah,
why am I going
there's
to watch
that.
trailers?
Exactly.
Although I will say, though, I did notice rewatching it that Tony and Nebula are building something. So maybe you might get your surfing Iron Man Nebula after all.
I just want Iron Man to surf on Nebula back to Earth. If Tony Stark can build a suit of armor in a cave with a box of scraps, what can he do with Nebula, who's already a sentient machine? This is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but if he like rebuilds her, it hurts her.
Oh, that's right.
Only maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been Thanos' weird gravity machine. We don't know.
Yeah, no, it's painful.
Well,
Shit, you right.
you're probably not wrong.
Yeah.
Probably not.
It would still be great to see, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just Iron Man surfing on Nebula back to Earth.
Definitely be interesting.
With Back in Black playing in the background.
Yeah.
So
Or Shoot to Thrill.
or should
Right?
any AC/DC song.
Yeah,
any,
I think
really.
it'd be better if he was Rickrolling all the way back.
That also would work too.
Yes.
That'd be the perfect, yeah.
Yeah. Another one that dropped during the big game was the Toy Story 4 teaser.
Oh, yeah.
I watched that.
Yes. Bo Peep is back.
It did look like Bo Peep was back, yes. I have to wonder if it's the original Bo Peep or if it's just another Bo Peep that they found, though. Because it didn't look like she was wearing the same outfit.
I'm going to take the wild guess based on whatever is going to happen in that film. Something happened to Bo Peep to the point where she's now literally just in the petticoat or whatever thing is that she wears underneath that big dress.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, yeah, no, I've seen some stuff. You don't want to know what I've seen, Woody. It's messed up. Like it kind of looks like that almost in a way, but we don't have enough information to go off of, except that it's extremely depressing based off what all the actors have been saying. The movie, that is.
Yeah, I'm 3 movies out on those, so I'm not worried about seeing the 4th one.
Have you not
seen
No.
Toy Story?
just saw the first one?
Just
or?
the first one, yeah.
Oh,
Never saw
okay.
the others.
Well,
Okay. They're fun, but, yeah. It's just, it's rough being named Andy and watching Toy Story 3 where they're all like, we have to get back to Andy. We miss Andy. We love Andy. And I'm like, all right, I get it. We're sad. Stop it. Well, I miss my toys now. Go home and have a big action figure wrestling federation when I get home.
Weren't you going to see the Lego Movie too?
Maybe.
Okay, well, fair enough. To be determined.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually one I want to go see. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked the first Lego movie. I thought it was
Yes.
pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't see the Batman one, but
Oh my god, that one's so
Yeah,
good.
it was funny. It was good.
The Lego Batman was
Will
so
Arnett does a great comedic Batman. He really does.
yes.
I'm glad he's back in this one too.
He was funny in the first one, but I don't know that I like Batman enough to sit through 2 hours of that.
Oh no, man! For a comedic Batman,
It's so worth it. It's
Yeah,
so worth
it's a good
it.
one. I like that they've let the
All epic
Legos
movies
just go
start with a black screen.
completely tongue in cheek with all the DC characters and the Lego stuff.
Yeah.
it's nice that they're letting them do that. Just like do it, whatever, just do it. It's making for some good stuff in their movies, and especially that first one with. Yeah, both the Lego movies that have had those characters in them have been
Where are we going to
fantastic.
find a hyperdrive? Da-da-da-da. There's the Falcon. Okay, sure.
Yeah, they've been doing good. Speaking of collaboration stuff, actually, there's something I got that's some big news, actually.
Oh,
what's going
what's
on?
up?
Well, for those of you that own a Switch already.
Hey, I'm one of those people.
Hey, have you been playing Minecraft on it at all?
No.
No.
I
Well,
play
those
with
people
actual
that
Legos.
have been playing Minecraft on
Sure.
there. They already know that they're able to log into their Microsoft account through their Minecraft and actually play with people on the Xbox through their Minecraft. Well, now Xbox has announced, and I don't know if it's a partnership with Nintendo or not. I'm still trying to find out details on that. But for sure, they're launching an app basically that will allow you to log into your Microsoft account through any iOS service, any Android service, and Switch. To be able to access your Xbox account and play games with your friends through that. So if you have a game that is cross-platform compatible, you can just like, hey, my buddy's on his Xbox. Let's play some.
Really? So if
whatever game together, and
so let's say, for example, that I have some version of Street Fighter on the Switch that has an online play, and there is an equivalent version on an Xbox or a Steam. I can log into my Microsoft. I could get a Microsoft Games.
Yeah, you can get an Xbox Live account and be able to sign to it. And it's not a gold account, it's just an Xbox Live account. So
I see.
It's just,
so I don't have to pay
No, you
an
don't
extra
have to-
online fee in
no,
addition to what I'm
no.
already paying for the Switch.
Yeah, no, you don't have to.
Okay.
Now, so a good example of this is more than likely one of the games that's going to be coming up very soon that will use that is going to be the Doom Eternal.
Okay.
Because we already know it's coming out for the Switch and it's coming out for the Xbox. And so that's probably one that will use this cross-platform. Plus, it's Bethesda. They are totally okay with the cross-platform
Sure.
stuff.
Okay. Right.
So the multiplayer on that will probably be one that'll be able to use that. To where if you get that game, you log in on your Switch, you can say, oh, hey, my buddy's on his Xbox right now. Let's play some multiplayer together. One of the things that is in the rumor mill for it is that they're actually going to try to make it into an actual full version of the Xbox app. And if that happens, you can actually stream games that you own on your Xbox to whatever device you were playing. So you could have the potential to play Xbox games actually on your Switch while you're walking around with it.
Well, that's interesting.
And the nice part about also the Xbox and having a Switch as well, if you had one, you can actually plug your Switch straight into your Xbox and play your Switch through your Xbox on your TV if you don't have the hookups for it, and use that as an actual DVR, and you can actually use it as a streaming service through the Xbox if you want to stream your Switch. So it's interesting, a lot of the compatibility that's going on there, and it'll be interesting to see because Xbox also. Microsoft rebranded their Microsoft Studios into Xbox Game Studios. So it's no longer Microsoft Studios. It is straight just Xbox Game Studios.
Okay, so they're just moving all their gaming stuff to the Xbox name.
They have acquired a lot of studios.
Yes, they have.
Recently.
Yeah.
One of the things is everybody's, they lost the console generation, those kind of things. And I don't think that really matters in the long term to corporations and companies.
Well,
because they look at these things like Xbox, okay, hey, we made some mistakes. Like people got mad at us for having a open, Connect that listened for Xbox on, but 4 years later, they're all having 5 Alexas in their house that record themselves.
Exactly.
So, we're a little too ahead of ourselves. All right, let's see what we can do next. They're innovating this time, going with like their game subscription service.
Right.
To where right now, if you go out and buy an Xbox, you plug it in, you immediately have access to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of games through the Xbox, the service that they have. So. They're definitely going more with a lot of people made fun of the games as a service thing,
right?
But they're really kind of making it a business model, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, if you can immediately pick up whatever new console they end up coming out with the next gen, and they go, oh yeah, hey, by the way, here's these a couple thousand games from our last 3 generations, that you have immediate access to that you can download for a low monthly fee.
Sure. Yeah.
Boom, there you go.
I mean, so Netflix, but video games.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
They're kind of directing themselves the Netflix of gaming.
That's a strong argument in favor of buying an Xbox because I have literally no interest in buying a PS4 or an Xbox One because everything I want to play on them is available on PC. Yeah. Right? Or on Switch.
Well, see, and that's the other thing that Microsoft's doing is with their Play Anywhere stuff. If you have a PC, then so get that Game Pass for your through Microsoft, which is the Microsoft Games or the Xbox Game Studio. Right. And hey, you can play your Xbox games on your PC. I can play my games
wherever I want. Right.
So it's an interesting thing that they're doing. So it'll be interesting to see because I know Nintendo's also been talking a lot about how they want to be less of a hardware company and more of a software company.
Interesting.
And so it'll be interesting to see if maybe we end up seeing a little bit of scratching backs here, back and forth, and maybe getting some collaboration between the two. Yeah. Because Nintendo's always nailed it on the handheld market. Yes. Their biggest failings has always been their online services. Right. And really, they're when it comes to the home consoles, just not being too gimmicky. Ever since the early '80s, it's been kind of gimmick after gimmick.
I don't know, man. I would push back and say Nintendo's had 3 gimmicky consoles total. One was the Virtual Boy, which hey, that was just bad timing.
As much as I love my GameCube. The GameCube was gimmicky with the handle, everything on the back. That lost them a huge chunk of the market because people looked at it and said it's a toy.
Well, yeah, but they also had to license the original Nintendo as a toy because toy stores were not interested in carrying video games anymore. Video game crash, right?
But this is the GameCube, and this is well after all of that. This is coming off the back of the Super Nintendo and the 64. They were fine. They go to their first disc-based system, and they make it look like a little toy, which turned people off and made them go towards the PlayStation.
Yeah, I guess
that was why they lost the market to the PlayStation. It was
that and the PlayStation 2, which is straight up the best console of all time. And I would say the Wii and the Wii U are the 2 other gimmicky ones, right?
Yeah,
and
the Wii U,
but the Wii sold crazy.
There's a moth on the floor.
There is a moth on the floor.
I'm slowly squirming away.
I was wondering what you were doing. That's Well, that's all right.
Yep, and I'm now trapped in the corner. So
I'm going to rescue Stephanie. You guys stand for a minute.
It's a moth.
That's fine.
It's a moth, and I squirm at bugs.
They won't hurt you.
No, but if I squeal on the air, it's your fault.
Hey, buddy.
I'll take that. But yeah, so it should be interesting to see what Microsoft ends up doing with these this whole Game Pass, everything like that. It's really going to be interesting to see the future of gaming going forward.
Yeah, no, like
'cause
that sounds awesome.
One of the interesting things on it is they specifically left out with all these things that they're putting the Xbox app Game Pass thing on. They specifically left out Sony.
Oh.
So that is an interesting point there because Sony's been kind of the pushback on cross-platform stuff.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we've got Nintendo and Xbox going like, we don't care, go ahead. So it'll be interesting to see if they end up a little bit more of this partnership with Xbox and Nintendo, because if Xbox kind of takes over the online version of it, saying like, hey, you can just sign into your Xbox stuff and that will use your party chat, everything else on the Xbox through your Switch.
Yeah.
That solves a huge problem for Nintendo, because that's one of their biggest things that people hate is like, you can't get it on a party, you can't play with your friends, but
Yeah.
hey, if all you have to do is have a Microsoft account and turn that little thing on, and boom, access to everything. That'll
true.
help out Nintendo a ton.
It's true.
Plus, they'll have an ingrained online system in the United States and England that
Right.
they don't have as much infrastructure for. So it'll be interesting to see how these partnerships go through.
Yeah, I would have to wonder how much did they leave Sony out, or did Sony opt out? Right?
I think it was probably a little bit of both.
Well,
Maybe.
I feel like if we're setting up this partnership, why not go to Sony and be like, hey, do you want to be part of this? And Sony can be like, nope.
Well, see,
Right.
that's kind of a lot of companies have been looking like look at Rocket League. That was one that they were.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah,
it
yeah.
was cross-platform on basically everything but Sony for the longest time.
Right.
And Sony's stance on a lot of it, and it has been, they've said it several times, is why would we need cross-platform? And
Right.
if you're going to play, you're going to play on a PlayStation.
Right.
And that kind of turns to like, oh no, because
Yeah.
there's PC people that would rather die than play on a PlayStation.
Once
So
again,
it's, you know,
I don't own a PS4, so
There you go.
so it's,
You
you
know,
know, it's just
but
kind of that.
yeah.
And that's the thing is like, well, okay, but some people don't own a PlayStation and they own other things because they're, you know,
Right.
for like me specifically, I play Xbox because I like the controller better.
Sure. And
I couldn't care less. I don't like have a brand loyalty for either system. It's just
Right.
for me, it's 100% what feels better in my hand.
Okay,
And
yeah.
The thumbstick layout hurts my hands on the PlayStation, so I don't use that
And
one.
for me, it was a matter of what games do I want to play the most, and I looked at the PS4 and the Xbox One, and I said, cool, all except one or two games are available on PC or will be available on Switch.
Yeah.
And so the Switch had the library of games that I wanted to play
Yeah,
that
and
I
see, and
couldn't
that's-
get on the other ones.
Yeah,
so,
and that's what I think Sony's kind of missing out about. Like,
Yeah.
they own the market share right now.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they will in the next generation.
Right.
And if
Right.
the next generation, the two biggest competitors are going like, hey, we're scratching each other's backs. You can buy either of our systems. You're going to be able to play with your friends on the other system.
Right.
And
Yeah.
be able to cross-play your games.
Right.
That's going to be a huge chunk of people going like, why would I buy a PlayStation? I can play with all my friends on these other
Well,
platforms.
and who even says that there's going to be another generation of consoles?
Oh, we already know
anytime
there is. They've already announced.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Nope,
not
there we go.
Nintendo, but Microsoft and Sony have already
Okay.
said they're putting
Yeah.
stuff. There's a lot of rumor mill stuff going on around about like
Alright.
what the consoles are going to be. One of the big things is that Microsoft might be making a modular console, something that could be easily upgradable.
Okay.
So that way you're not having to buy a new console every 5 years. You can
Right.
literally just like, oh, hey, we got a bigger and better, type of whatever, or a bigger
Oh.
hard drive, or better disk, or system,
So
those
like
kind
the
of things.
Sega CD or the 32X.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not like that. Not like that. More like, do you remember
Except
the original?
maybe they'll support them for more than
Do you
6
remember
months.
the original PS2 had a removable hard drive in the back of it?
I
do remember that.
Yeah, more like that kind of thing. To
Okay.
where you could pull out a part of it,
Okay.
replace it with something new and upgraded on there.
Okay.
And then same with like the disk drive kind
Yeah,
of part. So
'cause-
just
Nice.
to make it easier for people to like, oh, hey, we're going to upgrade this type of graphics. All your old stuff will work too, but you're going to need this to
Okay.
play the newer
So
stuff.
more
you can
like-
just pull that out, put a new one in.
More like the N64 expansion
Yeah.
pack or the
That's,
Saturn
again,
4 RAM cards.
Yeah, again,
or RAM
rumor
cards,
mill
whatever.
stuff. who
Sure,
knows what's
sure.
gonna-
Right,
so
right. Well, that
sit
certainly
on the
makes more
internet,
sense.
take it with a grain of salt.
Because at a certain point, we're not like the games aren't going to look much better than they do now.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I mean, there's only they can keep going up with resolution, but
Right.
the human eye is only capable of seeing so much.
Right. We
Like,
can't
they
even-
keep putting the frames per second up, but your eyes can't see much faster than what we've got right now.
Right.
It
Yeah.
just there becomes a certain point where it doesn't matter.
The human
Yeah.
eye already
Yeah.
can't see 4K. Like
Yeah.
we cannot see all those pixels at once.
Yeah.
We
So
can't
it's
interpret
just-
that much information. So, yeah, moving up from
Yeah.
there is just
And there also, there's rumors going around for both companies that they might be putting out in the next generation 2 types, where there'll be one that you can have hard-based media in, another one that's only downloadable
Okay.
stuff.
Oh,
It's just
interesting.
and
Yeah.
that again again, is also smart to go towards your client base. If you have a
Right.
client base that wants to spend less money on an item, but they'll roll into just download everything.
Right.
Perfect. They can spend less on a console. That's less than they have to pay to spend on manufacturing,
Right.
things like
And,
that.
yeah.
And then still keep the ones for their hardcore audience that's going to want the physical
Yeah.
media as well.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It'll be interesting to see where this next generation goes, but,
How we doing on time?
we're out of time.
Oh,
What?
Well,
We're out of
We
time.
are.
Man, we turned-
talked about swimsuits for too long.
We talked about swimsuits, we talked about commercials, and then we talked about video games. This went
Yeah.
to very different ends of the realm.
It's
Yeah.
kind of a typical Friday for me.
well, that's fair.
Swimsuits, commercials, and video games.
I put up a bunch of photos, or I took photos of a bunch of the images of Swimsuit Special on Instagram. We already have a ton of people hitting like and following us all of a sudden.
Nice.
So
The moment you put up women in swimsuits,
I just put hashtag swimsuit on all of them. So
that also helps.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see the way things work out.
and
Yep.
none of them are our listeners because they haven't heard this yet.
Well,
Yeah.
guess what? Now they're gonna be.
That's true.
Yeah.
They're like, who's
That's
Atomic
true.
Monsoon? Looks it
Out
up.
of
Oh, their
context.
podcast listens.
Out of context art from the 90s.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
It's
So,
it's the best.
yeah.
Hey, so if people wanted to see our Instagram, Stephanie, where can they go to see it?
Well, they can go to atomic_monsoon because they also can check us out on Facebook and Twitter at Atomic Monsoon. They can email us if they have any other questions or topics they want us to talk about at atomicmonsoon@gmail.com.
Yes.
Of course, check out all our merch at Redbubble.
Yes.
And
I put up a new one last week,
He
Josh.
did.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you can obviously
Okay,
listen
let's
to
go
our
back.
show
It says
every...
pop socket goes here.
It does. You can listen to our show every Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time on the Variety Channel on VoiceAmerica.com. And of course, we're on all other streaming, listening places, locations, devices, and such.
iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn,
Spotify.
Google Play, and then all the ones that leech off their APIs.
That.
Yeah.
And
So-
always voiceamerica.com.
Yes.
Always, yeah. So, I only had one more thing, but I think I can hold it till next week because I want to see if there's more information that comes out for. But other than that, I'm good.
All righty. Well, that's it for us then. You guys have a wonderful week. Let us know if there's more topics you want us to talk about. And until then,
Sayonara.
Peace out.